It is
Try
somehow
it
that
again.
one. Hey, we are live from beautiful, historic downtown Ashtabula Harbor, and I'm gonna apologize. I don't know how that one happened, but our mic was muted for some reason. But my name is Ryan. This is my partner Sam, the voice of 440 and goal. And if it's not one thing, it's always
New Age
another.
kid, man.
We always find a way to have a little fun on the show and smile through it. But as Sam was saying there, and maybe there's some lip readers out there that was able to tell what was going on. But we do got some, what were you saying about volleyball, Sam?
Yeah, so, this week we're going to talk about volleyball a little bit more in depth later in the show. But, I want to send a good luck to all the ladies out there playing volleyball as next week they head into the sectional tournament play. And a big congratulations to a couple Ashtabula County teams that they're going to be number one seeds after really great seasons. So, I'm just, hey, it's Thursday night. We're talking volleyball and football. It's the best night of the week for me.
Best night of the week, and some would say it's the best time of year as well. So as we roll into week, 8 coming up, right?
Nine
coming up. 9 coming up in football. A little bit of playoff talk, a little bit of everything coming up tonight.
Another team locked themselves in last week.
Did they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Those Geneva Eagles are locked in. So the third team to lock their spot in, and the Edgewood Warriors are, it's basically locked in. I think 96% is what they have them locked in, or 97% locked in, So I believe that comes down to just making sure one of their opponents beats somebody else.
Yep, probably.
You know what I mean? So they're very, very close, but I can't call them the lock yet.
Can't turn the key
yet
on
We got
it,
3 locks right now: Jefferson, Conneaut, and those Geneva Eagles.
Yeah, who are playing tonight, actually. But,
having a tough time against Perry tonight.
Yeah.
But who doesn't?
Right, yeah. So stay tuned with us. Obviously, Player of the Week coming up, volleyball results, stats, pick'em, power rankings, and as always, for the third time in a row, our call-in.
We're going to have a call-in section.
We're going to have a call-in, see how that one goes. Keep the language down.
We release power rankings, and I know that those are going to go over like a fart in church. So, if you've got an opinion, make sure you voice it. That's why we want to hear what you're talking about. And for those we should have sound now.
Oh, we have sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those of you who are not aware, I want to let everybody know that this week, at one of Ashtabula's own has been nominated for Big Dog of the Valley. So make sure you head over to ysnlive.com and
go ahead and vote. Yeah, we got sound.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Start reading comments. It gets us a little confused. Some of you guys are delayed. We're good. We're good.
Anyway, make sure you guys head over to ysnlive.com. And there's going to be a menu portion that says Big Dogs. And there's going to be a couple people you can vote for football and some girls you can vote for volleyball. If you don't want to vote for the volleyball girls because you don't know them, that's fine. But make sure you go out and support Ashtabula's own Tony Hall after 378 yards for Tud Rockets.
Yeah, against that's going to be taking on Chagrin Falls, which turned into a heck of a barn burner of a game that we covered last week.
You are not kidding. But you know what? Tony Hall wasn't the only one who had a game that night.
No. We do have a guy that's going to be joining us here shortly. That is, or are we going right to that now?
Actually, no. We got to talk a little bit about the weekend first. So we'll get there in a minute.
So we'll hit right real quick. How was your weekend, Sam?
So the weekend was good. I got to hang out with you again.
Yet again.
We head over to beautiful Andover, Ohio. And I got to be honest with you, covered a youth football game that was so much fun. I was a little bit worried because these guys are so young. I wasn't sure the caliber of football we were going to see. But my gosh, there are some kids out there that really, really played a heck of a game, including, the Campbell kid, Olsen kid from PV.
Yep.
Jabari Bell was fast as lightning. Channing White. Xavier Jordan, who
the Hawk.
Listen,
the Hawk.
He might be my favorite youth football player I've ever seen.
Listen, he's got to be 7, right? He is yoked. Like I am talking about. I hope Derek and Cathalia are watching, because your kid is yoked. I had the privilege of coaching a lot of those kids last year, so it's a lot of fun to see those kids and really flourish in their second year.
It was fun. He's about as tall as this water bottle, and I mean, in every single tackle, It was super fun. We've got some more youth football stuff coming up. soon. I'm not going to give any exact dates because there's a lot, and I mean a lot of moving pieces that have to do that, including with waivers and stuff. But look for that here. The mantra here is if we can cover, we will cover. It's about pushing these athletes first, and the earlier the better.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun this weekend with you. Saturday night, it was just a fun game to cover and fun game to watch them. But then Sunday, just some flag football with Owen, and that was really it. And then lo and behold, the week got reset and Monday came, and that was the end of the fun. So
yeah, I went with my beautiful wife to the Cleveland Browns game, and she was the only thing beautiful there because that game certainly wasn't.
Yeah.
Had a great time there, but in typical Sunday fashion, we drove home in silence.
Yeah. That's, as a Browns fan, you kind of get used to that. You get used to that, One other thing I want to mention before we head that way. So tonight's going to be our first night. We do join over on ysnlive.com.
Yeah, I think
Facebook page, Twitch page, all kinds of pages going on over there.
I think Twitter. There's like 6 different places you can catch us.
Yeah,
so here we are.
Yeah, so we are also available over there. But thank you guys again from ysnlive.com. DJ Yoakley, big shout out to you, letting us go on there. So, but I guess without further ado, right?
Yeah, we got to talk about our week. It would be our week 8 player of the week.
I'm going to bring up his little image here that you got, Sam.
Yeah, and that's going to be this gentleman goes out while Tony Hall goes out there and throws for 378. 208 of those are going to go to this guy right here. Number 3, Christian Cunningham, Edgewood Senior. Welcome to the show, Christian. What a game he had. And it looks like he came and he ain't alone, which has become the new norm here on this show.
Yeah. They love doing that. I like it, though. I love it. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, it's good. It's a Thursday night, and we've got a local athlete with us, so that's a win, man.
Win-win. Yeah.
So before we get going, I see that, the Warriors, they never travel alone. Who you got with you?
We got Zach Hall and Donovan Sisicki.
Zach Hall, who got himself a new nickname on Friday. We call him the B button.
Yep. Hockey.
But while he was putting people in a salt shaker, you were just doing whatever else you felt like it with 208 yards and a couple catches where those guys, I'm telling you, I watched them try as fast as they could to catch you, and it was an uphill battle for those kids. What was Friday's game like for you?
I watched a lot of film last week, so I kind of knew I was running towards grass. I talked to our offensive coordinator all week, and a lot of our routes, I was just trying to find grass, and me and Tony were just on the same page all night.
Yeah, not only on offense, one of the things, I didn't even write this down and I forgot to mention, and I apologize. Very active on the defensive side of the ball as well. I believe you were, in charge of about 8 solo tackles, 4 or 5 assists out there, really getting it done. Christian, you were on point in that game. It's you've had some games where you've really been able to take the top off. This one really changed it. Coming up this week, you guys have a tough one. What are some of the things you went into this year trying to change, getting ready for this year? Because you had a great year last year.
Mostly just staying healthy because, through 10 weeks, your body's going to take a lot of wear and tear. So I focused a lot on just preparing my body to be able to last through the whole season and potentially more than that.
Yeah, he talks about staying healthy, and that's something that you don't really hear a bunch of kids in that age bracket particularly talking about. But it's very important, as evidenced by a lot of the schools out here with the injuries that have come up.
We've seen it, Sam. Yeah, we've seen it. But I do have a good one for him. We haven't asked this in a while. It's actually been about 2 or 3 years. So you're a senior in high school. You've had a lot of fun over at Edgewood. What would you consider your most memorable moment as a Warrior?
When we beat Cunningham this year with the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good one.
We may or may not have been there for that one, but that was a good one. I like that.
That was definitely a good one. And as we talked a little bit about, there's been a pretty big turnaround for this program overall. You guys had a tougher year last year than this year, obviously, but getting ready for some playoffs. You got a tough one this week. Are there any other games that you're double circling and watching for?
Week 10 Battle of the Bridge.
There it is, baby.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, that's one of those games that we're going to be right there for, and we've got a lot planned. So for all you Edgewood fans out there and Lakeside fans, make sure you keep that day open because we've got some big college game day style plans out there. One of the things you talked about is focusing on staying healthy this year. Was that more like dietary? Is that training? Who did you get with? How did health get put into your training this year?
I've just done a lot of things like with therapy. Like I go to cryotherapy, I take ice baths, I ice a lot. Like I just do what I need to do to make sure my body's as 100% as it can be for the game.
I need to get educated on what cryotherapy is.
That's the cold therapy.
Is that
like
is
we
that...
used to sit in an ice tub. They get into an ice chamber.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I just remember they would be like, here's a 5-gallon bucket for your swollen ankle. Just go ahead and sit there for about 30 minutes and in and out. Yeah.
No, these younger guys, they get into a whole chamber while we just got, they put the bucket next to the ice machine and how you go.
Yeah.
So Christian, you get involved on a lot of different parts of the offense. I'm pretty sure I've even seen you throw a pass in the pass as well. But rushing and receiving, obviously the major portion. Which one do you like better? Do you like getting that jet and trying to get it on your feet, or do you like getting out there and make those defensive backs look silly and get yelled at on Saturdays?
Definitely defensive backs getting yelled at.
put him in a blender, as Sam likes to call for basketball.
I'll tell you what, he got as open. Sometimes I wondered if they had 10 men on the field because I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, that one, and you guys will see it on the touchdown reel. You turned on the burners, man, and went coasted down the sideline.
So did you guys work? Did you personally work on speed or anything? I mean, I know that's something that comes naturally to you. Speed or hand drills, any of that stuff that kind of got into your off season.
I wouldn't necessarily say I worked on speed. I think I just worked on a lot of footwork.
Okay.
Footwork. Yeah.
So I come, and this one's a tough question in my opinion. Not a hard question. I won't like the way I presented that, but at the wide receiver position, it's a little bit different, obviously. But because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but he's only been about the second wide receiver on here, maybe third that's made it to Player of the Week. We are in a very running back heavy. I mean, right. Last one that I can remember was Tellis Andrews, but I could be wrong on that.
Might be another one.
Might be another one there. Maybe Isaiah Harris at one point in time. But nonetheless, one of my favorite questions to ask is, you put up 208, got 300. 300 Tud Rockets. Is it 2 Tud Rockets, 3 Tud Rockets, as Samuel likes to put it? But I like to ask, who do you have to thank for that? It is a little bit of a tricky question, but I'm going to let you go ahead and answer that.
I like to thank my quarterback because he threw the ball, my line because they held their blocks, and my offensive coordinator because he called the play.
I like that. That's the trifecta.
Listen,
right there.
You got them all, so he's guaranteed he's got a couple more passes coming to him at least.
Yeah, I'm sure Tony's watching. Now,
one of the things I have noticed in between you and Tony in particular is the connection between you guys has improved. It was a little bit, I'm not shaky, but you guys were still kind of feeling yourselves out at the beginning of the year. Is this something that just kind of happened naturally, or did you guys get together and like, listen, we got to get closer to the same page?
Well, no, I think you're correct. More towards the beginning, we weren't exactly on the same page, but towards throughout the season, we've communicated more and we've worked on our throws and we've gotten on the same page throughout the season.
Yeah, it's definitely evident, and as your stats were, things started to come together a lot more. You guys are looking really, really good, and it's been fun getting to watch this Edgewood team, especially with guys like you and those two guys next to you. They have to make themselves a couple plays as well, so they're definitely no stranger to the show. One of the things when we're watching Christian Cunningham on the football field, Christian, what are we going to get? What do we get to see? What are we going to get to see when you're on the field?
Hopefully a bunch of touchdowns.
That's it. Listen, keep it simple, and I love that about it. The way we always end this, though, is Christian, what is your T-shirt size?
Medium.
Medium. All right. Listen, guys, we're not gonna keep you too much longer because you guys got a big game arguably one of the biggest games of your season this year. Nobody else has beat them, but I think the Warriors got a shot at swatting down those Hornets. Guys, go out there, get it done, shock the world.
Thank you. That's the goal.
All right, thanks for joining the show. Week 8 Player of the Week, Christian Cunningham.
Enjoy the rest of your night, buddy.
You guys too. See you.
Great interview there by Christian Cunningham. Fun to talk to him, and I'm telling you what, man, he can put on the Jets, as you guys will see here in a little while after we go through volleyball. We throw up the touchdown reel, which this week is quite long, Sam, just because of the youth highlights. I think I captured about 6 total games there too. So, but you will get to see that and the B button, the double spin that Hunt, right?
Hall. Zach Hall. If you don't know his name, don't worry. You're gonna learn it, because I almost had to take a nitro patch after he hit a double. I thought I was watching a video game. That kid, Edgewood is so athletic from top to bottom.
Yeah,
they really are. I mean, you go. Tony Hall's out there throwing the ball all over the place. Zeke Lucas is, again, we've talked about it. He's built like a grown man in the backfield.
Mack truck.
They got big dudes up front like Barger, that are going to be able to give you some blocking. When they have all things working for them, Edgewood can play with any team in the county and any team in this region for sure.
Yes.
I think people tend to overlook them because – they're Edgewood and, they only pass, or they're only, doing this or that. I'm telling you right now, top to bottom, that roster is one that you got to respect, because if you don't, they're going to come get you.
Youth.
And they're young.
We talked about this too.
I think there's 21 juniors.
Yeah, this year. Next year, it's going to be a very, very top-heavy senior squad that's going to come in. I think you're going to see a lot of noise. I think you're going to see some noise this year too.
Just in time for that CVC Lake division. Yep. I'm praying. I haven't gotten a full send on what the division is going to be, but I'm hearing from different sources that you're looking at Lakeside, Geneva, Edgewood, Conneaut, Madison, and Jefferson, all in one division.
Yes.
And my God, what a perfect division that makes.
We talked about it earlier. It's going to make it real easy for the power rankings.
Hey, you ain't kidding.
It's not going to be. It's going to be a bittersweet thing, because the debate. It really ain't going to be much of a debate.
I can't wait for the power rankings part of the show tonight, because I'm telling you, there's some people who ain't going to agree with it, and that's fine. That's what this is about.
Yeah, next year's week 1 will be the biggest debate, but past that, once we get rolling in the season,
you guys will. Everybody will have their chance.
Yeah, so stay tuned with us, guys. We're getting ready to roll into a little bit of volleyball. After that, a couple ads, results, stats, pick 'em, power rankings. Don't forget subscribe on YouTube, hit that notification bell, and then on Facebook, follow and share the stream at this point.
Yes. And don't forget, those of you who are watching and have not acquainted yourself to ysnlive.com. Go to www.ysnlive.com. There's going to be a menu portion that says Big Dogs of the Valley. Edgewood's own, Ashtabula County's own, the first locally nominated player, Tony Hall, 378 yards, 4 touchdowns against a very tough Chagrin Falls team. Really got the job done. Out there. So go out there and vote. You don't have to just vote once. I'm not telling you to vote more than once, but I'm telling you to vote more than once.
Listen, 300 yards. How many quarterbacks in your high school career can you remember? High school that throw for 341 yards.
So, and he threw for 378
or 378. I thought you said like 341. He almost touched 4. Right. I mean, almost 400 yards of throwing the ball. Go over there. Vote for that man. Let's get him rolling.
He definitely earned it.
Congratulate. One thing we didn't even mention, the CVC
Conference Player of the Week for both of those guys.
Yeah, so Tony Hall and Christian Cunningham getting that honor. So
yeah, they really, Edgewood went out and they put on a show last week, and it was impressive. There's been some doubters up and down, but Edgewood's been right there. There is a lot of competition right here. This is the last time I can remember in a very long time, or the first time in a very long time, where over half of the county teams are over 500. More than half the teams this year. So 5 of the 8 teams this year, even if they don't win another game, are going to finish the year 500 or better. Yeah. That's good football, folks.
Yeah, quality football coming out of Ashtabula County. But with that being said, why don't we get into some quality volleyball, Sam?
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of kudos, a lot of things going on in the volleyball scene. So let me bring it up. I'll let you start it off, Sam. Let me make it bigger so you can read it.
Yep.
There we go.
I don't want to put my cheaters on.
Right. My mom's got about 8 of them pairs.
The Drug Mart specials, I call them. Lakeside Dragons with an overall record of 13-3. The Dragons going 1-2 last week, defeating Geneva, but taking losses to Jefferson and Hawken. Jefferson has made a real run at the end of the year.
Yeah.
They had some losses early on, and they are out there. They're not just winning; they're beating people in 3 sets, smacking them, getting it stuff done. I don't think they did that to Lakeside. I just know for a fact that they did this last week. Anyway, your kill leader this week is none other than CJR2K, baby.
Yeah.
Chris Jelly Rodriguez, 76 of those things. Haley Chase, she's going to have 9 aces. Alyssa Shelter, she's going to have 7 blocks. Your Diggs leader, also CJR2K, Chris Jelly Rodriguez, 64 of them. And Andy Milkovsky with 64 assists. Lady Dragons getting it done.
All right, moving into the Edgewood Warriors. Overall, 9-5 on the year, but they finished with a great week last week, 3-0, defeating PV, West Geauga, and Harvey. Kill leader is going to be Ella Sloan with 29, Isabella Stern with 8 aces. Blocks leader also going to be Isabella Stern with 7 of them. Diggs leader going to be McKenna Venzel with 33 of them. And assist leader is going to be Gianna Ionetta.
Yes, sir.
Didn't assume it was an L. Gianna Ionetta with 43 of them assists.
Yeah, really getting it done. And I'll tell you another thing that's happening behind the scenes right now. We are taking in the votes for County Player of the Year. Now, this is an award that is going to be only senior eligible. So an outstanding senior volleyball player is going to be nominated. Now, the way this nomination process happens, we reach out to all 8 county high school coaches.
Yep.
We ask them to nominate 2 players. One of those players can be from their team, but the other one has to be from somewhere else. We're going to tally up all those votes. We're going to compile a list, and then those will be voted on. So that's happening now, right in time for sectionals. And let me tell you, all of the people who are nominated are people that we say every single week.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Going on there, Sam.
All right, heading over to those Geneva Eagles who have a record of 8-9, but last week got a record of 2-1, defeating Chagrin Falls and Madison with their lone loss coming to the Lady Dragons over at Lakeside. Your kill leader is going to be Sydney Park with 33. Your ace leader is going to be Sydney Park with 8. Guess who your block leader is going to be? Sydney Park with 6 of them.
Hat trick.
Alex Nugent is going to be your dig leader with 47, and your assist leader, Gianna DeLuca, with 44.
All right, moving right on to the St. John Heralds, and what a year these ladies are having over there. You
are not kidding, man. They have, and this is, we talked about a number 1 seed in the tournament, and there it is.
Maybe they're one of them, right?
Yeah, this is one of them.
All right, so the Heralds with an overall record of 14-1. Another great week for the Heralds, going 3-0, defeating Bristol Wyndham and their rival Fairport Harding. Kill leader is going to be Gabby Johnston with 36 of them. Ace leader is going to be Gianna Decato with 8 of them. Block leader is going to be Eva Oster with 6. Dig leader is going to be Harley Schellenberg with 39. And assist leader is going to be Lizzie Ducro with 72 of them things.
15-4 is the Jefferson Falcons record. They went 3-0 last week, folks, defeating Lakeside, Niles McKinley, and Strother. So after they beat 2 sets of Dragons, they went ahead and beat the Wildcats too. Their kill leader is going to be Chloe O'Rourke with 39 of them. Chloe O'Rourke's also going to be their ace leader with 14. Blocks leader, Helena Edgar with 8. Your digs leader, Chloe O'Rourke, getting on there again. Her own type of hat trick with 41. Assist leader is going to be Helena Edgar with 80.
All right, moving into the Conneaut Spartans. Overall record, 8-6. They did not have any scheduled games for week 6 and no stats as well.
So that's an easy one for you, buddy.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Might hit the next
There
one.
we go.
There it is.
All right, moving on to the Grand Valley Mustangs. 2-13 is their record, going 0-2 last week, playing against Kirtland and Berkshire. Michaela Hopes and Kaylin Hart are each going to have 2 kills for the team last week. Michaela Hopes going to have 2 aces. Your block leaders are going to be Dixie Miller and Kaylin Hart with 1 each. Your dig leader is going to be Michaela Michaela Hopes with 6. Your assist leader is Riley Ellsworth with 3.
All right, going into the Pymatuming Valley Lakers, overall record 6-11. A quality week last week. They finished 2-1, defeating Fairport Harding and Wyndham. They took a loss to Edgewood. Kill leader is going to be Autumn Newkirk with 19 of them. Ace leader is going to be Sage Payne with 9. Block leader is going to be Autumn Newkirk with 9 of them. Dig leader is going to be Mandy Herman with 65.
Sheesh.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Assist leader is going to be Mia Hall with 36 of them.
Now we're going to talk about this upcoming OHSAA tournament beginning next week. We talked about some seeds. Now, Lakeside, crazy enough, with only 3 losses, they're still a number 10 seed, but they are going to host. They will be hosting Canton McKinley on Wednesday, October 19th at Lakeside. Edgewood, a 13th seed. They're in Division 2. They're going to be playing Youngstown Ursuline. Hey, Youngstown territory, YSN territory right there. Ursuline and the Irish coming up. They're going to play them on Wednesday, October 19th at Kenston. Geneva, a 15 seed, is getting their first round bye. They'll play the winner of West Branch and Salem. 2 other YSN teams right there. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be there because we cover the entire region.
Yep.
Jefferson also getting themselves a bye. They're going to play the winner of Conneaut and Alliance on October 22nd. Conneaut is a 17 seed. They are going to be playing Alliance on Wednesday at West Branch. PV, they are a 20 seed. They're going to be going against Ravenna Southeast on Tuesday at Columbiana. And Grand Valley, a 24 seed versus Lakeview. They're a 4 seed, and they're going to be playing at Lakeview. And then finally, last but not least, St. John Herald's Lady Volleyball, number 1 seed, playing Cornerstone Christian, the 12 seed, on Tuesday at St. John.
Little home court advantage for a few of them ladies. Yeah.
Home court advantage, but yeah, no bye, which is weird how the tournament kind of shakes out.
Yeah,
because some of the ladies who are actually lower in the brackets get that first round bye, whereas a number 1 seed doesn't. That's odd.
That is weird now that you say that. Yeah, you would think the number 1 seed would get the
bye,
right?
Or 2,
probably 1 through 4, maybe.
Yeah,
yeah. Anyone knows about that? Let us know. I mean, we're
Hey, we're always taking it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we're always taking in.
I like to pretend I am, but I'm not.
Definitely not in volleyball.
Right. Not in volleyball. So. All right, guys, well, stay tuned with us. That's the volleyball roundup. We're going to hit you guys with a couple of our local sponsors here, and then we're going to also get you with the touchdown reel right after that. Coming up after that, though, going to have some Week 8 results, some Week 8 stats going into Pick'em, and then the power rankings with a little bit of a call-in show. Hopefully you guys are there and about that action. So stay tuned. We'll be back here in about 5 minutes, give or take.
440 and Goal welcomes in-combine sponsor from Allstate Kristen Dobbins-Beck-Barger. Kristen and her team offer auto, home, renters, and various other insurance policies. Visit Kristen at 4605 Main Avenue in beautiful Ashtabula, Ohio, or contact Kristen at 440-993-0256.
Welcomes in Play All Awards and Engraving. Awards, they do them all at Play All. Play All offers a full line of acrylics, desk accessories, plaques, sports awards, and more. A staple of Ashtabula County, Play All has been in service since 1993, helping the likes of educators, coaches, and individuals just like you. You can visit Play All at 4542 Main Avenue in beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio, or call them at 440-992-7529 with any questions. All right, welcome back. And as you guys got to see right there, and what did you say at the game?
Saturday Night Tykes.
Saturday Night Tykes, and it took, most of the touchdowns were about 20,000 steps to get there, but they were blitzing down the sideline.
It was like watching a millipede do the cha-cha slide. I'm telling you.
That's what it was.
Those dudes got it done. Those little guys. It was so fun. As you can see from the touchdown reel put together by this fella right here.
Yeah.
Great job on that. But really some great little athletes out there and incredibly fast.
Yeah, it is very amazing. You wouldn't assume they're as quick as they are, and then they get rolling. I know my son's 8, and I can't catch him if he wants to take off, but
gotta get a rope, buddy.
Yeah, and then they put
lasso,
and then they got cleats on, and then some of them are wearing visors. Some of the outfits are just, they come showed up, and they are
geared up, man.
I mean, what's Dion say?
Look good, play good.
Hey, feel good. If you feel good, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good.
Yep.
And all of them kids always look good, and they're always doing their things. But, big shout out to Lakeside Black. That was a great game. And another big shout out to the PV Lakers putting up a tough fight. But Lakeside does come out triumphant. And I did get it. They are getting rings.
Yeah. And
they are getting rings.
And it's the first, this is the first ever freshman level.
Yes. So this was the
Super
first
Bowl.
First freshman level Super Bowl that they have ever had at the Freeway youth football program here in Ashtabula County. So it's fun to see that, fun to have some, because years prior they just honored the best record overall. So
I call it it's like getting a college national championship in the 90s. It doesn't really count.
Good.
Sorry, you don't vote on a champion.
All right, let's go into week 8 results here, Sam.
Hold on, let me get this shared, because I know this one's going to be everybody wanted this.
There it is. What's that? The week 8 results?
8. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Stats and results.
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, let's get shared over on Facebook.
Yeah. Listen, we got some big time stat guys this week. You're going to want to pay attention for this, but you're right, Ryan. Let's go on ahead and get into those results.
Yeah. Here they come. Make it a little bit bigger, and I'll let you rock through them, Sam.
All right. Lakeside Dragons are going to lose 8-35 against Kirtland. Let's talk about that one for just a minute.
Halftime.
It was 8-8.
8-8. Because I remember we're sitting there, we're doing the Edgewood versus Chagrin Falls game, and we're getting updates, and it's like, you're saying they got a chance.
Yeah,
let's not get it twisted. Kirtland is a powerhouse, just what it is. But 8-8 going into half.
So what was the first thing we both said when we saw 8-8? I mean, literally the exact same time we get this score over, we look at each other and go, is Jay Sean back?
Yeah, that's it. We thought Jay Sean was back,
but this is without Jay Sean. These guys go out there and have what I'm pretty sure has to have been one of the best defensive halves of football.
Yeah.
Played in school history
against Kirtland. Yeah.
Kirtland is really, really a tough team. They go out there and they're able to score and tie it up at 8-8 and get the 2-point conversion. Who, I mean, I'm not saying I know who it is because I didn't see, but my money says it was Cam Mitchell,
right,
who probably caught it. So I'm guessing Cam Mitchell goes up. Yeah,
the tight end.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling the 2-point the Cam.
Yeah. Damn. Yep.
So they go out there 8-8, and then the second half comes around, and we don't talk about that.
Right. No, I'm not sure what happened. I didn't get to watch the game, but 35-8 kind of shows that all the points came in that third and fourth quarter. So, but moving into it, the game we covered, and what
thriller.
A barn burner it was over at Corlew Stadium there in beautiful downtown Edgewood, Ohio. So the Warriors, 5-3 Warriors now, do defeat Chagrin Falls 28-21. And as you've seen on the touchdown reel, Christian Cunningham and the B button putting in some work. Tony Hall,
378 yards.
78 yards for them. Just an amazing outing. I didn't even know he was even remotely that far. Tony Hall with the passing yards. So, I mean, that was when I got the stats. I seen Tony Hall's grandfather, right? Larry Jennings' grandfather. Yeah, and he put up, his, what he thought it was just based off of what he was keeping.
And that was in the third.
Right. It was in the third.
He had 341 yards.
Yeah, couldn't believe it.
Unofficially. And then after they tallied everything after the fourth quarter, it's 378, which again, it's really no surprise. And this comes after in the first quarter.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest plays
right.
I've ever seen in my life. Now, granted, they called it a fumble. I can tell you that if it was a guy whose number was 12 and plays for this Pirate team in Florida, that it 100% would have been ruled a pass. But they don't rule it a pass. It ends up being a fumble,
weird
interception, weird thing or whatever.
Oh, what, a fumbleception?
A fumbleception, a fumbception.
A fumbception, I think.
Yeah, they score on that, but, you take that off, and I mean, I don't know if that jarred something loose in Hall or what, but after that, he's like, all right, it's darts tonight, baby.
Yep.
Pink.
And I got to give credit where credit's due. We covered, I think, week 1, we covered Edgewood, didn't we?
Yeah,
correct?
That was Edgewood Cunningham.
And Tony Hall was out there. I mean, he throws lasers. Don't get it twisted. He throws lasers. But I have to compliment him because over the last now 8 weeks, he's really learned to fine-tune his throwing ability.
The touch is there.
And that is, evident of 371 yards in a game. What an amazing night. And it was electric over there at Edgewood. It was a lot of fun to cover.
And Zach Hull with one of that might be the touchdown of the year.
Right.
That's real close. If there's a better touchdown run than that, then we'll have to go back and find it.
The instincts, man.
Instincts. Back to back spins.
Yep.
Hardcore spins. Puts the defenders in an absolute salt shaker.
Yes.
They had no idea which way was up.
Giving him the margarita mix.
I know if I spin around one time, I'm tackling myself.
Right.
I'm falling to the ground. That's how that's gonna go.
Yep.
But we'll move on there to the Geneva Eagles absolutely throttling the River Rats of West Geauga, 38-9.
Geneva doing Geneva things. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm guessing about 350 yards rushing.
Yeah, so
amongst 5 running backs.
It was 150 for Smith, 100 for Wilson, 106 for Deemer, and 100 for Kenny.
Right, and I think two passing attempts, 65 for Kenny Young with a bomb of a touchdown. I think the one was a 60-yard pass, if I recall.
And that was to Gio Rice.
Was it to Gio Rice?
Who has shown himself to be a very he's a threat.
Yep.
And then we go out Jefferson. They have a tough night against what's arguably the best team in Northeast Ohio.
Yes.
People are going to argue for Kirtland. I think Kirtland is great. I think they're a great team. I think if you lined up South Range and Kirtland, I think South Range beats them by 21.
Ooh.
I'm just being
honest.
Same
division by chance? Do we know
they're
that?
No.
We'll never
South Range is 7. Yeah. And Kirtland is 6.
Okay.
But I'm just being honest. South Range, those cats are different.
Yeah.
Those cats are different. 8-0 proves it.
Yeah.
Grand Valley goes out and let's talk about this one because 27-13. And I want to talk about
team.
Grand Valley. Take away last week because they don't have their quarterback. Okay.
They don't have their backup quarterback either.
Yeah, injury or against Cardinal.
Right.
Against Cardinal. So Boyarski's out. Goforth is out.
Yep.
They're down to Cam Cottrell, who is a running back by profession.
Yes.
Okay. They go out there and they were competing with Cardinal all the way until the fourth quarter. They go out against Rootstown, who's 6-2 this year. 27-13. I think Grand Valley is a lot better than people think they are.
Yep. Just it's kind of connecting the dots a little bit. It feels like a little piece is missing here, a little piece is missing there. But once they get that put together, I think you can see an ultra competitive team out there in south part of the county.
Yeah, they have been. That's a great analogy.
Yep.
The dots have been there all year. Yep. Unfortunately, they haven't all worked at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Boyarski's out there, and you're going to see him on the stat leaders. He's like 3rd in passing.
Yep.
Okay, the guys. He's a 200+ passer every game. Casey Turner is a monster.
Took the words out of my mouth. I mean, he's just he is the Brahma Bull. Just sending it.
He is Peyton Hillis before he got mono and went to Miami. All right, like he gets it done out there. Grand Valley. I know it's been a tough year.
You didn't even bring up Bobby Rogers.
And then you got Bobby Rogers, who's the leader in receiving yards in the entire county.
Yes.
He's got over 700 yards receiving this year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And we still got 2 games.
Yes.
And I can tell you what, there's a lot of teams that are banking on them winning a couple games here at the end, and I think they're going to do it.
Yeah. I think
they're going to do it starting with next week.
Yep. And we'll get into that one there too. PV does take a tough one, 6-28 against the Spartans. Conneaut's coming out with they got a tough team this year.
They
are
for real, man.
He is, on paper, we talked about this earlier in the week, Sam. On paper, Zach Rice, he's doing the quiet things that just get him past there, and we call him the Quiet Riot for a reason. And Zach Rice, it's not 300 yards rushing and then 25 the next game. It's consistency. It's 100, 150, maybe 2 bills, always getting there. He's always got a nose for the end zone, always breaking the big play.
We don't always, or very rarely do we ever do professional comparisons.
Yeah.
But he is as close to Nick Chubb out here as anybody is.
Breaks tackles.
I mean, he's just a dude who quietly gets it done week after week after week after week.
I bet if they had yak yards on there, yards after contact, he would probably be in the top.
And he's in a backfield this year with some other talented guys like Wyatt Payne.
Yep.
And they got this quarterback named Max Gleason.
Which, by the way, they weren't supposed to have much, if any, passing game this year, and they have found a way to put something together.
It's Rocco Dobrin,
right,
dude.
It's Dobrin. Yeah.
Rocco.
Kudos to Dobrin.
I give him credit Rocco does. The moment you overlook Conneaut, it's 28-0.
Yep, it is. It is.
I don't care if Conneaut hasn't won. I don't care if they bring out their JV team. You better be ready to play,
right? Because
they're going to figure out a way. These are guys that are going to come out and just get the job done. Zach Rice breaking 1,000 and also breaking the school record for career rushing yards as well this year.
Yes. Yep. Doing a great job. PV, we've talked about it all year. We thought they would start rolling, but a tough one, like we said. A lot of talent out there. And
they got a real tough one this week, man.
They do have a tough one this week coming up, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then St. John taking the loss against Matthews. 8-41. That's another, youthful squad rebuilding a little bit there too. But St. John always finds a way though for the passing yards.
They are. So this was a team that came out this year, and we talked about they were gonna go like wing tee or a wishbone or even like a veer, that sort of offense. And then before you know it, boom, Narducci has thrown for 973 yards.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
And
they've got 2 guys.
Here's the wing tee. See ya.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you do with what you got, and those guys have found that passing is where they're good. Passing is what's going to make the money. Now, make no mistakes about it. Matthews is tough. Yeah. Matthews is a very, very good NAC team. 7-1 proves it. So, St. John's far from done. I'm telling you what, they got one this week. We haven't done the pick 'em, but just understand this: I'm picking them over Fairport this week. That's how that's going to go. So before we do that, let's get into the stat leaders.
We almost hit the wrong button. Made it real confusing for everybody. All right, you take it away, Sam.
All right. Look at the numbers. Aren't they ridiculous? Wow. Aren't they ridiculous this week?
Yes.
Tony Hall, 1,583 yards, 16 tud rockets, and 6 bad ones. Behind him is going to be Nate Boyarski, who's got 1,059 yards.
That's Grand Valley for all the folks out there.
14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, so a 2-to-1 ratio on there. I'm telling you, the Chef Boyarski gets it done in the kitchen.
Oh, yes, he does.
They've been able to get work done down there in Grand Valley. Vin Narducci, he's going to have 974 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 10 ones we don't talk about. Yeah. We'll call him 10 Brunos. Yeah. Alex DeSalvatore, he's going to have 820, 9 touchdowns, and 7 of the Uggos. And Grant Hitchcock with 703. The thing to look at with Hitchcock is only 45 completions and 67 attempts. Yeah. So they don't even pass all like that. But when he does, he connects for big yardage. 9 touchdowns and 2 bad ones.
Yeah. 2 Brunos. Where did you even come up with Brunos? Just out of the sky.
We don't talk about it.
No, we sure don't. Moving into some rushing yards. And no surprise here. Zach Rice, the Quiet Riot out of Conneaut.
First one to break 1,000
yards. Yeah, that was a great graphic you put up there, Sam, too, over on our Facebook page. But 134 carries, 1,049 yards. And like I said, he's got a nose for the end zone, 15 of them bad boys.
Touchdowns.
That's almost 2 tutties a game that he is averaging.
He was hurt the first game, folks.
Yes.
This is a kid who didn't play the first game, whose yardage the first game was,
I think, 25 or something like that. Yeah,
like non-existent. And here he is.
Leading the
this
county.
Is Zach doing Zach stuff.
Yeah, Zach doing Zach things. PV's Ryan Croston with the quarterback, by the way, This guy, sophomore, right?
Yeah.
I am so excited to watch him grow as he comes.
You're not kidding, man.
PV, historically they go up and down a little bit, but I think this kid's going to lead these guys quite a bit. But 133 carries, 958 yards, 5 touchdowns. So he's only 42 yards away. So he'll probably break that this week coming up.
Without a doubt.
I hope at the average that he's going, he's got to be close to there. But Grant Hitchcock, another quarterback / wide receiver in a way, but Jefferson's Grant Hitchcock, 94 carries, 879 yards, 9 touchdowns. Geneva's Luke Smith, 84 carries, 768 yards, 10 touchdowns. And that is a great number by him because, again, Geneva's got about 5 of them guys running the ball.
Let me tell you something about Cool Hand Luke.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke, baby.
All right, Cool Hand Luke is not the number 1 rushing yard guy out here, but Cool Hand Luke averages 9.2 yards a carry.
Yes.
All right, 9.2 yards, which means when you give him the ball, it's going to be a first down most of the time.
Right.
All right. There's going to be a couple times it's not, but he's going to put you in route for a first down. And this is a guy who's getting 768 yards with 4 other guys over 400 yards.
Sharing the ball in the
over 400 yards.
Right. Yes.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yes,
that Geneva rushing attack is ignorant.
Yeah. Cool Hand Luke leading the way out there for the Eagles. And PV. So PV's putting up some strong numbers in the rushing department as well. Here, Ty Vickery with 119 carries for 730 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns right there, Sam, on that right-hand side.
Gentleman's bet.
Yeah.
Who ends up with more rushing attempts this year, Geneva or PV?
Collectively.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go Geneva.
More rushing attempts, not yards.
No, attempts. Man.
Look at the attempts right now.
Yeah, right. Carries. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, right. Now that you're saying it.
I think
I'd have to look at I don't know what the other attempts are, though. Are they at least hitting 50 each?
I don't know. In Geneva,
that's 4. That's 200 plus his.
Don't forget they got a kid out there, Kenny Young, who's got a ton of attempts.
Oh yeah,
too.
That's 6. Yeah,
so,
that's tough. I would still go Geneva on that one.
Most attempts at the end of the year. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, just having 6 kids to run the ball. That's a lot of attempts.
Yeah.
And then when you only pass 3 times, maybe 4 a game, there's a lot of attempts of rushing. So
Woody Hayes would be proud.
Yes, he would.
And we just talked about him, the Grasshopper, Robert Rogers, 51 receptions, 779 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Grand Valley's offense has gotten it done. They score every game. They figure out a way to get it done. Christian Cunningham is making a march to the top. This is
he had to have leaped from 4 all the way up to 2.
He wasn't on the list 3 weeks ago.
No, right. Yep.
He wasn't on the top 5 3 weeks ago. Here he is in second place, 644 with 8 touchdowns. Trent Hodge is going to be have 32 for 495 with 5 touchdowns. And then St. John, this is St. John doing their thing. Matt Miller, he's going to have 25 receptions for 420 yards. Will Anderson, 27 for 383. And 4 touchdowns for Anderson. Jimmy Timonier over at Lakeside is on here, and so it's an interesting thing about them because remember, this is a team that really didn't have to become a passing team till later in the year.
Yes.
Timonier goes out there and eats. If your defense isn't covering the seam route, call it quits with him. He's going to make your defensive coordinator have acid indigestion.
Pulling the hair out.
All right.
Yeah.
This guy gets it done. Jimmy Timonier, 22, 370. And
6'4"
these guys right
too,
here,
isn't he?
This list right here are all the receivers who have over 300 yards. These are the only 300-yard receivers in the county.
Yeah, Timonier is about 6'4", isn't he?
6'1" or 6'2", but he plays like he's 6'4".
Yeah,
I mean, you know what it is? It's because he can jump.
Yes, he jumps out of the field.
Yeah,
out of the turf.
jumps off the field. I guess that works.
Yeah. All right, going into some tackles. So our tackle leader right now is going to be Edgewood's Seth Enos with 94 of them things. Jefferson's Wade I'll spit it out. Woodworth coming up in second place there with 86.5. And third place is going to be Zeke Lucas over at Edgewood. A lot of tackles going on over at Edgewood.
You ain't kidding.
With 79.5. Conningham's Ty Coville was 70.5. And then Lakeside's Malachi Donahue was 67.5. And Lakeside's Angelo Colasso with 65. tackles himself. Did you happen to look up Tommy Trumpets? I'm telling you, you got to look it up because that's what I feel like every time you announce his name.
Listen, I do want to put a little, what's it called, a precursor on this, or I'm missing stats on Jefferson.
Ooh.
I got them, but they were late. They were before I got this. They had a tough week, and they're preparing for a super tough game, so it is what it is. I know for a fact that Wade Woodworth is leading the area in tackles, and I'm going to do the math later. I think the kid broke 100. I think he broke 100 last week.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So we'll see. So something to pay attention for tomorrow. Wade Woodworth and Seth Enos, that's the race this year.
Yeah, it is.
That's the race.
Yep. All right, next one, Sam.
Wade Woodworth, imagine.
Speak of the devil.
16.5 tackles for loss for him. Jaden Anderson of Conneaut, 16 of those things. And then the Edgewood twins. Seth Enos and Zeke Lucas sharing 11. Moses Schwartz and Caleb Stitt and Malachi Donahue all going to be tied with 8 tackles for loss.
All right. Sack leader this week, and let's see. No change, right? Looks like it's the same.
No, that's it. It's almost the exact same list as last week.
So PV's Carmen Cargill with 4.5. Conneaut's Jaden Anderson with 4 sacks. PV, so a lot of sacks coming out of PV. Chase Vickery with 3.5. Conneaut's Ty Colville with 3, and Geneva's Matt Wright with 3.
And PV, just so you know, PV also has 2 other guys with 2.5 sacks.
Do they?
Yeah, they are getting in that backfield, man.
Yep.
Getting it done. And here we go. Starting off with number 6, El Rey, Angelo Colasso, with 6 of those things, still leading the pack. Hunter hunting those interceptions down, brought with 4 of them. Wyatt Payne in the quarterback's neck with 3 of them. Jimmy Sev, I don't got nothing. He's got 3. Folkman's got 3. And Gio Rice and touchdowns for dinner with 3 of them.
Man, you were rolling there.
I did. I lost it. Severino's the one who tripped me up.
Like sever the ball.
Yeah.
Severino. You were going, man. All right, let me back out of that one here. So, no, I want that one to go away. But, yeah, so a lot of great stats coming out of Ashtabula County. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget Facebook, share and like the stream, YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But let's roll right into it, Sam. What do you think?
Yeah, let's get right into that pick 'em. That's for sure.
Let's see. Which slide is that one?
That's going to be week 9.
Yeah. Week 9. Oh, yeah, week 9 games. That makes sense. We got to pick the games for week 9. Just put it all together. 2 + 2 = 4. Here we go.
All right. So one of these games is not going to count because they already played.
Yes.
Geneva and Perry already played. So we're not going to count that one.
I did forget about it being
I did too. Otherwise, we would have picked that maybe yesterday.
Why did they play on Thursday? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
Just to be different?
Who knows? Listen, we'll find out sooner or later, I'm sure.
Right.
Geneva does fall to Perry, though, tonight. Which, Perry is 6-2. Perry is a tough team. So, Geneva going to fall to 6-3 and Perry going up to 7-2, which is ridiculous. But let's start with the top there. And this is going to be on YSN Live, as Orange is one of our YSN Live team families.
A lot of games on YSN Live from Ashtabula.
So Lakeside at 5-3 going at Orange. It's Lakeside by a mile.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not even going to go back and forth on it. Not going to discuss it. It's Lakeside for me as well. Orange is another tough year for them. 0-8 over there, but we'll see where it takes them to. But yeah, Lakeside's going to win this handily.
Lakeside, at this point, Lakeside's playing for seed.
Yeah,
they're playing for seed.
Right,
so
getting in there.
They're not technically in yet, but this will do it.
Yep.
I think this will do it because they're 0-8, so they're not getting secondaries on this.
Right. Right.
I can tell you that the Battle of the Bridge is going to be a huge game, and if you're not watching football that night anywhere else, you better be watching it here because that's going to be a huge game. Playoff implications for both teams.
And YSN Live viewers on Facebook or YouTube, Battle of the Bridge, just so you guys know what that is. It's one of the biggest rivalry games in the county. It's going to be Edgewood. The Edgewood Warriors taking on the Lakeside Dragons. They've been crosstown rivals for 24,
since the beginning.
There's some more we can go into, but let's just keep it, simple right now.
And there's going to be what I guess we won't call it the Super Show because that's what YSN already has a Super Show, but we are going to have an extravaganza. All right, we're going to have an extravaganza that day. Early coverage starting off at about 4:00.
Yeah.
We're inviting all the students to get there. We want you wearing your gear behind us, college game day style.
Yep. We took the day off of work to make this one.
Yes.
This happen.
This
so you
is
guys
going
know.
to be as big as it gets. We're going to have, some cool stuff we're going to talk about, crowd participation, surprise interviews. There's going to be some great stuff going on.
Maybe
there.
we'll get Yoakley to join us in and give his input.
Listen, you never know. With the Super Show, we might cut it right into that. But make sure you're paying attention for next week, as that's going to be a big show. So as we talk about that being a big game, let's talk about Edgewood Kirtland.
Yeah, tough one for Edgewood. I'm going to keep it real. 8-0 Kirtland. Lakeside took him to halftime.
They did.
Couldn't go any further with it. But I do got to take Kirtland on this one. I'm gonna be as realistic as I can.
Yeah. Normally this is the part where I play. I can't. Kirtland is tough.
Yeah.
They're a different style of football too. Like I said, I think the only team I've seen personally this year that I personally believe can beat them is South Range.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
South Range Raiders. I wish we could pay for games to happen, because I would start a GoFundMe for this game to happen.
Right.
Because South Range and Kirtland would be better than the games you see on Sunday. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Geneva and Perry, we know what happened there.
I mean, I got to be honest. I thought Geneva was going to give them a little bit more of a run for their money, and it just didn't happen tonight.
Perry is
tough squad,
and Perry passes the ball so well.
Do they?
They do. Okay. They're tough. It's the Pirates are for real. They're going to run through that Division 5. That's the monster that Conneaut's going to have to take over to get any real damage done in here.
Yeah.
They're going to have to take over Perry. This one right here is interesting, and I want to tell you folks who are watching, and those who are watching later on, if you're checking us out on Apple Podcasts, which will be available tomorrow night after we get it uploaded.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing that. Yeah.
I think this is the game of the week, and I think this is going to be I think this is going to be the NE8 game of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game Jefferson needs.
Both of these teams need it.
Yes.
So Poland is 5-3, and so Jefferson punched their ticket. Poland's, I believe, punched their ticket or trying to punch their ticket, but this is going to have to do with seeding, and this is going to be most likely going to decide who's going to play at home.
Yes. That's what you're saying.
Jefferson is a team that absolutely nobody believes in. Jefferson is a team that people think got a way too hot of a start against bad teams, and then got chin checked, and then Hubbard came.
Yeah.
And then they beat Hubbard. And people were like, all right, well, maybe we're not. And then Struthers came. So we don't know what's going on. We don't know where Jefferson's at. Hubbard.
I believe in you, Falcons.
Always.
I believe in you.
Always.
Yeah.
Hubbard beat Poland.
Right.
So Struthers lost to Hubbard. So that NE8 conference is they just beat the tar out of each other. It's terrible.
Yes.
But
there's a lot of ups and downs in that conference as well. You just don't know what you're going to get on a week-to-week basis.
It is, and with a long-winded way of saying this, in Grant we trust.
Yes.
In Grant we trust. If Grant Hitchcock's on the field, I'm going with the Jefferson Falcons. Mark me down for the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to go also Falcons. One, I want to see them get seeded a little bit better. That way it helps them out. But I do believe genuinely that there is I think Hannah's going to have them. Coach Brandon Hannah's going to have them understanding the implications of this game, what a win means.
This is
not saying he doesn't do that every week, but bringing it from this level. Time to turn up the dial. Let's go. Max 10. Let's rock.
This is super close.
Yeah.
This is going to be a super close game. I'm gonna throw a score out here.
Ooh.
I'm gonna throw a score out here. Jefferson's got a kicker who can kick. All right, so I'm going 24-21.
Ooh.
Jefferson.
Yep. I'm not going to throw a score. I can't add that well, but when I do the scoreboard, I just hit 6 times. If I do that collectively when they tell me to, it all adds up together, right?
Wait a minute, I'm wrong. South Range is Division 5. I thought they were Division 6.
Are they?
Yeah. So South Range and Perry, sign me up.
Yes,
sign me up.
So next game is going to be Grand Valley at Crestwood. I don't know a lot about Crestwood, to be honest with you, but I mean, Grand Valley's taken a lot of teams where they're not giving them the game. They're fighting. They're Casey Turner is there. If Nate Boyarsky and Bobby Rogers are both in, I'm assuming Rogers in. I don't know for sure about Boyarsky, but if they're both in, I think Grand Valley's got a shot. and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to play your card, Sam. I'm going to do it what you like to do, but I'm going to take Green Valley on this one. I think they're going to get their second win. I do believe Crestwood is a smaller school, but I don't know exactly, what's going on with them. But
so they're 3-5. Crestwood is tough.
Are they?
They are.
So
they're a tough.
You
team.
let me go through that whole spiel.
No. So here's They are
tough.
They're tough, but they're not. This is,
Green Valley's tough too.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Crestwood is on. They're in the same like. PV.
I know Green Valley's record is 1-7.
Yeah,
don't get it twisted.
yeah.
I understand that. I'm not ignorant to that, but they play game. They play good football out there.
Yeah, they Crestwood. This is a winnable game for them. I can tell you right now that there's at least 3 teams from this area that need Grand Valley to go out there and smack somebody in the mouth. It's gonna happen, and why not this week? You know what? I'm joining you. Let's go Grand Valley over Crestwood.
Yeah, roll Mustangs, roll, baby.
All right, moving on to PV in Toronto. Yeah. This is one I didn't want to cut because it's so hard.
Yeah.
Toronto is for real. They're 5-3. I don't think PV gets it done this week.
I don't think so either.
I think this.
I don't want to make it quick and concise, but Toronto's a tough squad. I mean, I think that playoff game we covered, that was Toronto, wasn't it?
No, that was the game before the playoff game.
Okay.
That was the one where they had that kid who went to Youngstown State.
Right.
Looked like, he was a lineman that was a tight end.
Yeah, 6'4". Tight end, yeah. I got to go with you on this one too, Sam. I got to take Toronto right now.
Yeah,
PV's a little bit down, but
I just think PV's a little bit too young for this. I think Toronto is going to be a lot for them to take care of. Moving on to the 4-4-0 and goal game of the week, baby, and this is going to be live on www.ysnlive.com/live games. You just click the game you want to watch. St. John versus Fairport. 2-5 St. John versus 2-6 Fairport, and guess what? Fairport 2-7 next week, baby. It's St. John's time.
Yeah, I think so too. They are going to play this team back to back, correct, Sam? They're going to play them this week.
They are going to play them back to back. This is their home.
So
it's senior night.
It's senior night over at St. John. St. John's itching for a win. The young kids out there trying to make something happen. My man Milo Twining, I do believe the right tackle, left tackle, or guard. I could be wrong. I know he plays offensive line. I'm sure he wants his game. But I'm going to take St. John with you on this one too, Sam.
That's right, baby. SJS, go Heralds, go.
Yep, Heralds Nation.
And then we got Conneaut 6-2 versus Brooklyn. Now on paper, this looks easy to pick.
Yeah,
it ain't.
It was easy to pick against Northeast too.
It certainly was.
It
certainly was. This is going to be a tough game. Brooklyn's got some. Their losses are quality losses. They've got a couple good wins under their belt. The same can be said about Conneaut. Yep. Conneaut's big wins include Edgewood not Edgewood, but Rootstown. A big win over Rootstown.
Right.
That Northeast game just puts me in such a weird place with them.
Yeah.
You question
You question a lot of what happened in that game. Now, don't get it twisted. It was a tight game. Conneaut only lost because they didn't convert on a 2-point conversion.
I know, but then Northeast went out the very next week against Corey and got wrecked.
Right, but Conneaut wrecked Corey.
Yeah, so
doesn't make sense.
If somebody can make sense of that Conneaut Northeast game for me, please do.
Yeah,
because I'm having trouble with it. With that being said, it's Spartans, baby. Give me the Spartans.
Yeah, I got to go Spartans too. I don't know a lot about Brooklyn. Sorry. But Conneaut's got Zach Rice. I do know that. And Zach Rice knows, again, 15 touchdowns, almost 2 a game. I mean, he's almost promising you 12 points at a minimum to get that one rolling. So, and then the other guys in the backfield with them too. So I'm going to take Conneaut. So this week will be pretty easy for us, Sam. We ended up picking the same teams all the way across the board.
Yeah, I should have picked a couple extra because I got to catch up to you.
Right.
I'm getting absolutely waxed.
Hey, that don't happen often. So I'm taking the dub when I get the dub. At this point, Sam, I'm going to just pick everything you pick because it's a guaranteed win by the end of the season.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna go from that right into the power rankings. And if we'll flash the number across or below the screen.
Yeah,
real
quick. Go ahead.
We will so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna show you what the power rankings are and then talk about why we picked them the way we picked them.
All right.
Hold on, let me make sure our phone is taking calls.
Yeah, that will help. So last week we thought we had it working, we didn't, but this week Sam's just going to put your audio right up to the microphone.
Right, yeah, it is. So the phone lines are open.
Number on the bottom there, 440-299-7697. I'm bringing up the power rankings now, Sam. That way everyone can check it out. So through week 8 power rankings.
So week 9, as far as going into week 9, your power rankings in Ashtabula County, 8 teams, only 4 make the power ranking.
I like the 440 thing you got there, baby. Remember
the 4
boy? Been a while.
The 440 and goal power 4 is what we're calling it here.
Yep.
And your number 1 team is the Geneva Eagles, who are now 6-3 after losing to Perry tonight. Even with that loss, I stand by my pick.
Yeah.
I Geneva is tough. They went out. Their win over Lakeside is really going to carry them a lot. Jefferson and Lakeside are going to have to get some big wins, and they've got a chance at both of them.
Yep.
Because I can tell you what, I think this list is going to be completely different next week. I'll put it that way.
Right. And what we want here at 440 goals, you to call in and tell us your list. 440-299-7697. If you agree with us, just say you agree and why. And if you disagree, give us a 1 through 4 for you. And you got to explain yourself just a little bit. We don't need a whole, paragraph on it, but you got to tell us why you have a thought process.
Yeah, let me just pull this up really quickly. The stats in Geneva are ridiculous.
Yes, the rushing stats. Yeah.
So their rushing stats, just for your guys' information, and this is before the Perry game, 1,929 rushing yards for the Geneva Eagles. They're one of the toughest teams I've ever seen play. This is a team that absolutely nobody gave a shot, including here.
Yep.
We didn't think they were going to go down to Youngstown and get it done.
Nope.
But like the kids say, they're king of the yo.
Yeah.
That's how. If you ask those Geneva Eagles how they feel, they say they are king of the yo. They went down there and got it done, and then right behind them, close, Jefferson Falcons.
Yeah.
They've got a chance to separate themselves this week.
Yeah, they go out and they get Poland. That might change a few thoughts over here at 440 goal, but
I don't think tough. You can't put them if they go out and beat Poland. If they go out and
with Geneva losing to Perry tonight,
if they go out and beat Poland, I don't think you even have an option. They're the number 1 team in the county.
Right. That is what we talk about right now, though, because who knows in 24 hours.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like you got to talk about now, but going into here, their quality wins. Edgewood's a quality win.
Yep.
They're a 5-win football team.
Sure is.
Geneva's got the same win.
Yep.
Hubbard is a heck of a win for them. Hubbard's for real. They got that done too.
440-299-7697.
Grant Hitchcock is an absolute stud. He is a stud out there. Wade Woodworth is one of the hardest hitting defensive players in the county. They've got younger guys like Bozar and Funtash who are going to be able to change it up and really keep people on their toes. Because of that, I think they're number 2 in the county. And this is where the controversy, I think, starts. So Lakeside lost last week. They start off the year 3-0.
Yep.
Go on a losing streak. 3 games. And haven't looked back since.
Nope. Ripped the last
I think it's the last 3 games that they've won. But 5-3 Lakeside, even as they're currently made up. This isn't if Lakeside was healthy. Injuries are part of the game. Yep. So wherever you are is what you are.
I'll be honest, it took me a long time to just be okay with that, but it has to be. I mean, it's a 10-week season.
It happens every year.
Not including, the month of practice before, not including the 2 months of conditioning, in the weight room before. I mean, you're talking about this is a half a year program, and you're going to have the injury. You're going to. So you got to fight the adversity, But Lakeside, they've done a good job, though, of keeping it together.
People talk about injuries, and if this guy was healthy and if this guy was healthy, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas. All right? That's not what it is.
440-299-7697. Good Lord, somebody call in, so I've got to hear this no more.
All right? Even with that being said, Lakeside's still the 3rd best team in the county.
Yeah.
Really, their ability to bounce back, retweak that offense. Alex DeSalvatore has become a quarterback now. Jimmy Timonier is a monster. Malachi Donahue is back. Randy Valeriano is back.
Offensive line,
they've got guys
Nick
like Cam Crockett and Malachi Donahue. They're absolute menaces on
Right.
defense.
Yep.
I mean, they're double digit in both solos and assist tackles. They're and then you got Angelo Collazo too, who's got 6 picks as well. So their defense is really, I guess, the song at Lakeside. But don't overlook that offense because they've got guys who can make plays. And one of the most, I'm going to start putting people onto them. You better start paying attention to Cam Mitchell.
Yeah.
You better start paying attention to Cam Mitchell because Cam Mitchell's a player out there, folks.
Yeah, Nick Bartone's developing well through the year.
Nate.
Nate Bartone. He's developing well through the year. But they've done, like I said, they've done a good job at putting it back together. They haven't had Jay Sean for 5 weeks now. Yeah, 5 weeks, and that's a tough loss. Make no bones about it. And I don't know how long he'll be out, but it's a tough loss to lose him. That's a 3-year starter for the Lakeside Dragons.
Yeah, he's the all-time leader in rushing in the school.
Right. I mean,
you didn't. Any injury to a kid stinks. You don't want anybody to get hurt. But man, it is really hard to bounce back when the keystone of your offense goes out.
Right.
And then that brings us to number 4.
Yes.
And that's Conneaut. And Conneaut has a better record than 2 guys ahead of him. But at this point, I think, here's what the argument comes down to. It's competition.
Yeah.
Jefferson's played some tougher guys. Conneaut, I'm not saying they haven't played anybody. They've got some quality wins under their schedule, but they've definitely got some teams that, I think the teams ahead of them would have beat them as well.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take anything away from them. Conneaut has really had a great season. They're 6-2, and I'll be honest with you, I think they're going to finish the year 8-2. This is a team that they were one of the first teams to lock up their playoff spot. Wyatt Payne has been a pain for people. Zach Rice is everything nice. Max Gleason is always getting it done out there. Coach Dobrin
always fleecing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he has done. Yeah, you're right. Max Gleason is fleecing the defense. Yeah. Coach Dobrin has done it again. He figured out how to get his guy, and I mean, he lost some guys. Kiefer Mandagello was a heck of an athlete to lose. You got guys like that it's hard to replace those guys. They did it. Yep. So they come out this year. They're 6-2. Next year they're going to be CVC opponents to all these guys. So I can't wait because I would love nothing more than to see that Conneaut versus Jefferson game.
Yeah.
I think that would be such a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think.
And Lakeside and Jefferson would be. I'm talking about barn burners. Slap your mama. The chicken's so good. I'm telling you, it would be a steamer out there.
And that house will be packed, and hopefully we do get to see that next year. It sounds like it's all lining up that way.
I can remember when we were in school, that was a rivalry game, folks.
Yeah, that was. I remember pulling in the buses. There were signs and everything. I remember just thinking, like, what is wrong with these people?
I just remember an infamous scoreboard thing. Yeah, that's all. I'll put it out
there. Leave it there. 440-299-7697. Call in. Tell us whether our power ranking's right or it's wrong. There's like 23 of you guys between YouTube and Facebook. Someone's got to be interested. Someone's got to tell us whether we're right or wrong. Come on.
But yeah, I guess so. This is our power ranking for this week. But next week, I can almost guarantee this is going to be different. Lakeside, they're going to play Orange this week. They're going to absolutely mop them up. Conneaut is going to be interesting. Conneaut can really help their case. Geneva obviously lost to Perry already. Yeah. And Jefferson, of all 4 of these teams, Jefferson can make the biggest splash because they go out there and beat Poland. There's only one way that Jefferson, if they beat Poland, isn't the number 1 team in the county. And that's if Edgewood goes out and beats Kirtland.
Right. Yes, right. Yeah.
If Edgewood beats Kirtland, then there is no.
Listen, you could be 0-9 going into the Kirtland game. Somehow you go 1-9 after that. I'm right up to 1.
Listen, that's what some of those lower division teams, that's what they look at. Springfield.
Yeah.
Springfield starts off the year 0-4, and now they're making a run to the playoffs right now because they started winning. They haven't looked back since.
Yep.
So, yeah, I want to welcome you, or I guess thank everybody for joining us tonight, but invite you guys to join us tomorrow as we cover the St. John Heralds taking on the Fairport Harding Skippers.
Well, I don't know.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll call it a night. Hopefully next week we get the phone line rolling again. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I just want to say appreciate everyone joining us. Thanks again to YSN Live. Finally, first time. I shouldn't say first time on there, but finally, first time the show is on ysnlive.com. But appreciate that there. Check us out over on ysnlive.com tomorrow night. As Sam said, St. John taking on Fairport. Jefferson and Poland, as well as
Lakeside and Orange.
Lakeside and Orange.
All going to be all on the network, baby.
YSNlive.com. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. As always, I'm Ryan. This is my partner, Sam, the voice of 440 and Goal.
Listen, folks, if you ain't on the network, where you at?
Where you at? Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys.